This is Sports Charlotte, the podcast about sports in Charlotte. My name is Herb White. I'm editor-in-chief at the Charlotte Post. This is Cameron Williams, who is a staff reporter at the Post. It is Friday, May 8th, 2026. Lots of stuff happening in Charlotte, and all of that comes with the backdrop of Mother's Day weekend. So let's get started. First topic on the board is the Truist Championship. New sponsor. The tournament returns to Quail Hollow Club after a year away to make room for the PGA Championship. And obviously, it's a big day for golf in Charlotte, and it's a big week for golf in Charlotte because $20 million purse is pretty large, and a good chunk of the world's best golfers are here.
Well, it is one of the few what they consider premier events where there is no cut. So all 72 players that played in the event are playing all 4 rounds. Now, whether that means they're going to be competitive, some of these guys that are towards the bottom at the +4 and +5 range through day one may not necessarily be competing to win, but there are still plenty of big names towards the top of the leaderboard. Got guys, fan favorites like Justin Thomas, who has won at Quail Hollow Club before, won the 2017 PGA there. Some surprise names. The leader of all people, I had not known who Matt McCarty is until yesterday. Surprising result, 63 first round. And that's no easy feat at a course like Quail Hollow. Sure, yesterday the course was a little softer due to the rain that we got the last couple of days. But so far, through round one, it's been a solid tournament. Obviously, the fan favorite at the course is probably Rory McIlroy. He had 17 consecutive pars yesterday before birdieing the 18th hole to finish -1. It's 7 shots back, but it's only one round. There's 3 to go, and McIlroy loves to light it up on Friday and Saturday around that course, and he's been known to do that. So I would still say he's in contention, even though he is pretty far back. But guys like Tommy Fleetwood are still competitive at -4, just a few off the lead. And the Truist Championship winner from last year, Sepp Straka, at -5, 3 off the lead after yesterday. So really good field. Pretty solid crowd there yesterday, despite it being pushed, tee times being pushed back an hour, and then 30 minutes later, people still waiting at the gate to get in and get to holes 10 and 1 because they teed off on split tees so they could try to get the round in, although there were a few groups still left on the course had to finish this morning. But what's your overall thoughts so far?
Hey, it brings the golf world to Charlotte. There'll be all kinds of eyes on the place, and to me, you really can't go wrong if you are just a fan of golf. Uh, Outside of the majors, this is as big as it gets coming to North Carolina. So, I'm all for it. And $20 million, that's nothing to scoff at in terms of what you can get. And from the looks of things, at least round one, anything can happen with 3 more to go. But if it comes down to the wire and it's compelling TV, because it is going to have to compete with a lot of stuff going on this weekend because it's Mother's Day, and then there's the NBA playoffs and racing and all the other things that are going on. I would really like to see the numbers locally in terms of what that TV audience looks like. So, but Quail Hollow always puts on a good show, and if you can make it out there, go ahead and avail yourself to it. See what's up.
Yeah, and I mean, look, tickets aren't outrageous. I mean, I've seen a lot. There's some golf events where, I mean, they'll be upwards of $500. I think I saw on Vivid Seats and Ticketmaster, you can get out there full day grounds pass for around $120. I mean, it's not cheap by any stretch of the means, but I'm pretty sure that includes food.
Oh, well.
At least that's what they were trying to promote before this tournament, the whole all-inclusive thing they did with the PGA last year. I thought they were doing that for the Truist this year. Could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. If you get your ticket, you still have to pay
Don't blame.
$15 for a hamburger. Don't blame me. But as far as who's going to win this tournament, I'm just going to throw out some odds because I said Matt McCarty. He's leading the tournament at -8. He is the betting favorite, but it's not by much. And you've got a guy like Rory McIlroy, won the most at Quail Hollow.
Knows his way around.
He does. He's 7 shots back, but he's got the 5th best odds to win.
Mm-hmm. I would still side with McIlroy. He's 5 shots behind?
No, 7.
7 shots behind.
Three rounds to go.
3 days to go. It's like, okay, well, yeah, if he can't make that up, then.
Well, see, that's the thing about golf, because if Matt McCarty, who's already got that lead, goes out there and continues to put up good numbers, it's going to be even harder to catch him. That means the guys behind him are going to go even lower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's also I had my one good round.
Well, and you see that a lot
from there.
You see that a lot in tournaments, not just majors, but tournaments all across the PGA all year long. You'll have the round 1 leader not win.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to go wire to wire when you're playing against the world's best. It's just how it is. But one guy I'm looking at, 2nd best odds, is Cam Young. Just a handful of shots back after round 1. He's the world number 3 right now, behind McIlroy at 2. He's fresh off a win last week. His game is clicking right now. It is. And so it wouldn't surprise me if he put something together over the weekend, over Friday and Saturday, a couple 67, 66 rounds, and right there comes Sunday at the top.
Mm-hmm. Well, we shall see. We've got 3 more days to go, and as we are recording this, they're just barely. Well, I guess they got started at 8 a.m.
Well, they were finishing round
the suspended part. Yeah, so
they're still going off split tees today, 10-1, to try to get the full 2nd round in. But Quad P is going to make his pick in prognostication.
Okay.
At plus 1225, Rory McIlroy is going to come back to win this thing. That birdie on 18, he finally got the proverbial monkey off his back. He's going to go low these next couple of days.
We shall see. We shall see.
Maybe after 2 years, I can finally get that P back.
Maybe. Maybe. It would be prodigious.
Another P.
All right, so turning the page to the Charlotte Hornets.
Are we not done talking about them yet? Nope, because they're still making news.
Well, yeah, because Coach Charles Lee was rewarded for a really good season with a contract extension that he signed off on. The team announced it on Thursday.
To which we don't know the numbers.
No, we don't. But his original deal was for 4 years, so you would think that he's got at least a couple more on there. Was it worth it?
Oh, I think so. I don't think there's any question. His first season, you can look at the numbers and the record and say,
"Oh, they're horrible."
Okay. My point being, was it because of his coaching or was it because of player availability?
It was both. But you have to, if you're talking about one more than the other, you pick one. I think that Charles Lee has put the right attitude into this program, and the Hornets are responding beautifully to that. Good health, you always have to have that because a crippled team can't win anything.
Exactly.
And a healthy team with the right coach and the right mindset will respond. And they have responded. And hats off to them. I am impressed by the Hornets, not only by the coach and the job that he's done, but by the front office that had enough smarts to bring this guy in and build a team that is now on the right path to succeeding in the NBA.
I think it is 110% due to the lack of availability with his players. This year, you have all your guys for the majority of the game, 25 win improvement. What's your favorite? What's one of your favorite sayings? Your best
Ability is
ability
available.
is availability. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have guys like LaMelo Ball on the floor for the majority of the games, I think he only missed what 10 games. He played 72 of 82.
Somewhere in there.
So him having Brandon Miller, who he missed some time early in the season, but played down the stretch of the season where the Hornets went 28-10 to cap off the year. I mean, they were one of the NBA's best for a long stretch from really the end of January into March. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they really were. And I don't think any numbers would argue against that. And I think it's got a lot to do with Peterson. And so kudos to him kudos to him and really Jeff Peterson.
Peterson and Lee.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Lee and then also Jeff Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because to put together an NBA draft like they had, the class they had last year, that was special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something we hadn't seen in Charlotte in a long time.
A very long time. You have to go back, well, better than 30 years probably to be in the room when it was that good in Charlotte. And the other side of that, you talked about Brandon Miller. He did have surgery this week
Other
on his
news.
shoulder, and he will be out for a stretch, but is expected to fully recover. And I guess that's good news. I know he probably played with some real discomfort through the season. He gutted it out as best he could. He swore it out. Oh, the shoulder's fine. But if it was that fine, why are you wearing all those bandages?
That's a shoulder wrap. That stuff's almost as solid as a cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing with some discomfort, playing at a high level too.
Mm-hmm.
At that, he never let it really be known because anytime he was asked about his, the shoulder wrap and how's it doing, oh, it's fine, fine enough to where you had to have surgery.
Well, yeah. I mean,
to me, I look at this like, okay, it's good. They are addressing the issue, but it's kind of it's sad in a way because it's like, man, we were finally going to get to see a full off season of him working out and getting better. Well, now he's going to be sidelined and not able to do much until it gets closer to the NBA season. Sure, he's expected to make a full recovery and be ready to go, but I don't know how much time he's going to really have to train the way he wants to leading up to the season.
Well, the other side of it is at least now is a good window to get the surgery done and recover so that you can put yourself in a position to pick up that training with a healthy shoulder as opposed to one that is not. And there's a big difference between being hurt and injured. He was injured and made his way through it nonetheless. So we'll see how that works out. And I think that now he's a veteran. He understands his body, his workout routines, and things like that. So I don't think there'll be much of a setback for him.
Yeah. No.
All right. So taking off another topic, Carolina Panthers, who are assembled, at least the rookies and new players are assembled in Charlotte this weekend for rookie mini camp. There's not going to be a whole lot of stuff that you can ascertain unless somebody gets hurt, but it is here. And what, pray tell, should one look for or expect coming out of this rookie camp? Or is it just getting to know you and let's see what you can do with some real ballers come to town?
I think it's more so the second part. I'm not going to lie. I think a lot of times you're just kind of looking to see how quickly a rookie gets acclimated to the speed of the game. And you won't fully know that, like you said, till you start intermixing the other players on the team, some veterans. But at the same time, I'm really looking forward to see how Chris Brazel II does. Mm-hmm. Because that's one thing we talked about pre-draft is Xavier Legette hadn't lived up to where he was picked.
I keep telling you, that's the beauty and the hazard of the draft. What you think you have is way different than what develops most of the time.
Yes. And so why I say that is Chris Brazel, he is a receiver from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy to see that the Panthers were able to select him in the third round. 6'4", 198. Let's see, he had all SEC honors, after having 62 receptions for over 1,000 yards. He ended up with 9 touchdowns last year. I think he's going to fit right in just fine. I'm going to go out on a limb, quad P, and say he's going to end up in the starting rotation.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
T-Mac.
Mm-hmm. Him as well. And Leggett can be the fourth option. Jalen Coker is your number 2.
I can go along with that.
Yeah.
I can go at least with those top 2. But who's to say? Maybe this rookie challenge is the thing that sets Xavier Leggett on the path to being what the Panthers expected of him when they drafted him way back when. Well, or not.
We'll see how much run he gets in the preseason. Because if the Panthers want to put him out there and say, hey, look at this shiny guy, and use him as trade bait, which has been done before.
Well, yeah, you want to put as much video out there as possible.
Well, if you're going to play him in the preseason against second and third string corners and say, oh, look at this guy putting up all these stats, why don't you take him? Why don't you make a trade for him? We'll be willing to make a deal with you when, truthfully, they're probably looking to get him out of there.
Well, we'll see about that. You just have absolutely no faith in Xavier Leggett. I have little faith, but that's more than no faith.
And I'm telling you, I've said it before, I'm pretty sure he confused Stickum with petroleum jelly. He drops McGee. in some crucial moments, too. It's like, bro, you are a first-round pick in the NFL. Catch a ball.
It's not that he can't catch the ball. It's when he has drops or he has these lapses where it's like, what in the world are you doing?
Sometimes it's more of, okay, when he has drops, when he has catches.
Well, okay.
I mean, I may be a bit too cynical.
No. You're working on cynicism just fine.
I know, because you're the king of it. But my point is, it's like, how are you a first-round NFL draft pick, and it's like he hasn't made much progression?
What am I constantly saying?
First round or college stud, pro dud.
There you go. There you go. I don't say that idly. I say that because, well, it's the truth. A lot of cats are drafted, and you hear the breathless goings on with folks on television saying what a stud this dude is, even if he's in the 4th or 5th round. Oh, he's just going to be great. He brings whatever and whatever. It's like most of these cats never live up to the hype. A lot. All you can hope for is people who will make your starting lineup, and you take it from there.
Well, in my best Xavier Leggett impersonation. Well, buddy, I'd say I would not be riding dollar bill. I'd be working on catching that football.
Well, perhaps he will. Now he has every incentive in the world to do that, because I think that the thing that the Panthers, as well as people who've watched college football over the last couple of years, will realize is Chris Brazel can run.
Yeah, and at 6'4", he can.
Yeah,
he burned. He's got some burners.
He can run, and he's tall, so you can win contested catches and take the top off defenses in the secondary. And that just opens things up for Coker and McMillan, who are really good players. And if you can no longer double up on McMillan, that's a real problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Well, but just think about those 3 receivers as far as from the height perspective. Coker's the shortest one at 6'3". You got Brazel at 6'4", and T-Mac 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Leggett isn't small by any
No,
stretch of the imagination.
well, I was talking about the top
Oh
three.
wait, well, but we'll see if that top three holds. Long way to go. Uh, but now, outside of Brazil, is there anybody else that you think would be worth watching when camp gets underway in terms of who can potentially break into the starting lineup out of that rookie group?
Well, I don't know why you would waste a first round pick on a guy unless you're planning on inserting him pretty quickly into the rotation. That's Monroe Freeling, an offensive tackle from Georgia. But Lee Hunter, Texas
Mm-hmm.
Tech, I really want to see because we've been saying edge, 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 but this guy's D tackle, 6'3", 318. So got some
He's a
girth
big
on
one.
him. He's a big boy. But he watching some of his tape when he was drafted and just seeing some of his highlights, he moves people really well. And yeah, that's very ho hum to say. If you're drafting a D tackle in the second round, but better than a lot of defensive tackles that I've seen come out of the draft, he's able to just none of it's really finesse. I mean, he's just a power move you type of guy, and the Panthers have needed that pass rush presence, and I think they found that in Lee Hunter. He was second team All American, strong presence in the middle according to all his draft accolades and stuff. And so, who knows? I mean, I really want to see how he looks in the rookie camp, but again, you mentioned it. How's he going to look against some vets?
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see how he pairs with somebody like Derek Brown, who not only can move people around, but also has a little bit of pass rush in him.
Yeah.
And the Panthers could use that because they were middle of the road last year and could really use as many tools to get after passers as possible.
And I think that's going to be a great thing for Hunter as well, is being able to learn from a guy like Derek Brown. And if they can complement each other very well, the offensive guards and centers are going to have nightmares if he develops well in the offseason and ends up being a vital starter for this team. Who knows? I think it bodes well for the Panthers front moving forward. I still wanted them to get an edge, but who knows where this Jackson Kuwach from Miami of Ohio will end up playing. He seems to be more of a coverage linebacker. He didn't see this field for 2 seasons, but he was a full-time starter for Miami of Ohio in 2025. I don't know if he makes the final roster, if you ask me. But again, we talked about edge, defensive end, defensive end. They ended up not getting one, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. Well, they did get one in free agency, and then there were the 2 rookies from last year that they thought have potential. So we'll see.
How would you grade the Panthers draft?
Off the top, I would give them a B plus.
That's actually kind of lower than most experts.
Well, I don't consider myself an expert. I just see stuff and respond accordingly. But I think that if you're talking about Monroe Freeling, the first rounder, he will play. Now, whether he'll be good enough to start, I'm not exactly sure, but that's only because he's going to have to grow into certain things in terms of knowledge and how he plays. But now, if he can break into the starting lineup, then that's a major win. You'd have to upgrade that.
Well, I think he's going to start in the interim right now with Icky being out.
We shall see. They also signed a couple of offensive tackles in free agency. So it will be an interesting dynamic to see how that works out. I think that the Panthers are looking at this more as a down the road kind of thing, not necessarily just at left tackle, but also on the right side. And Freeling is somebody who could play either side. And so I think that they are looking at him as that long-term insurance policy because the folks that they brought in free agency, they may not work out. But you also have somebody that you can plug in going down the road to help with that position. So I think that he will be good. The one that I'm really interested in seeing how it turns out is Will Lee, the cornerback. Can he get in there as a nickel corner or maybe even push for that spot opposite of JC Horn? That is, I think, that's going to be interesting because that secondary, it's gotten better, but it's not exactly elite. And the blanket, as he's called, I think could be an interesting piece there if uh, things work out. So that's why I say, for me, it's a B plus, and you can't really tell what you've got until you actually put it on the field in the heat of competition and see what's up.
We like to do a lot of speculating around here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just say A minus. From a position standpoint, you addressed the majority of the needs. Still wish they would have got an end. I know they addressed that in free agency, but youth is money in sports, and so I think getting a guy, and maybe it was just a situation where their guy that they had looked at defensive end was off the board. Who knows? But from a position standpoint, they addressed the majority of the needs and drafted a receiver, which I was really happy that they decided to do because I know there was a lot of thought that if they couldn't get Omar Cooper Jr. or KC Conception, they weren't going to draft a receiver, but they did. So good for the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
A minus is going to be my grade, and I'm sure as the mini camp progresses and then come fall camp and when players report and all this stuff, we'll be chatting it up more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But in the meantime, go to our website, thecharlottepost.com, become a donor, a subscriber, or subscribe to our newsletter. All of those options are out there. And to be honest, this is a challenging time for journalism all over the place. We're no different. We need the support of people like you to help us stay afloat, to bring this type of reporting, this type of journalism to you. We're not asking for a whole lot. And I'm sure that you have so much that you can help us out with. So do it today. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, select the bell so that you can get an alert when the next episode drops. Also, you can get the podcast, Apple Podcast, Queen City Podcast Network, our partners in podcasting, as well as Spotify. So, for everybody here in beautiful Derrida, that's Cam. I'm Herb. Thanks for watching and listening.